Kody and Robyn Brown eventually moved into their new mansion in a recent Sister Wives episode. But leaving their Arizona home made the family a little melancholy. Both remembered the good and horrible times they had at the house, as well as the highs and lows. Fans previously found out that the two had a disagreement about whether they wanted to keep the enormous table for themselves. Robyn acknowledged that she didn't want to bring the table with them since it was too macho, but Kody was certain about it. The two subsequently made the decision to sell their existing home and finalize the transaction. Brown acknowledged that the family had experienced hardships in their previous residence, necessitating the move. If Robyn had such a negative experience with the Arizona house, why was she feeling so upset? To find out, continue reading. Sister Wives star Kody Brown acknowledged that he and his wife did not have time for a romantic trip as they were moving into their new home. "We've been moving for months now," he stated. "We haven't spent time together, gone on a romantic retreat or escaped." The pair, he continued, had evolved from lovers to combat mates. The 18-year-old father asserted that he had a remedy for that, though. Robyn reported that Kody had a very strong body odor while she was packing boxes for the relocation to the new residence. Being himself, Kody leaned in his wife's direction and asked, "Do you enjoy that, like my scent?" As he joked about peacocking and flaunted his muscles, Brown couldn't help but smile. He stated that he was having some fun and flirting in the confessional. But Robyn was not impressed by his tricks. Robyn and Kody packed their bags and were ready to move into their new home in a recent Sister Wives episode. Moving to a new location would be a fresh start for the couple, who had previously stated that the house held some terrible memories for them. But Robyn and Kody were a touch teary-eyed when it came time to bid the Arizona house farewell. They and their 5 children gathered in the living room. Before saying goodbye to the house, the family made the decision to say a prayer. Robyn appeared overstimulated and unable to control her feelings. She reared her kids in the same home where she also spent special times with her loved ones. "Because it was one of the last places we were all there as a family. I kind of did my own goodbye by myself," she added. Going forward, Kody acknowledged that his relationship with his ex-wives and children had deteriorated over the past few years. He claimed to be getting over his regrets. He said to the cameras, "Just shaking it off, shaking off every Christmas, every holiday, every birthday, everything." Brown also talked candidly about his new home, stating that he will now be able to enjoy Christmas and Thanksgiving without having poisoned memories spoil his present. Kody acknowledged that he was a little emotional about parting goodbye, but he wasn't depressed. The 18-year-old father also disclosed that he had problems with the majority of his older children and that relocating would be a step in the right direction. Sister Wives' glittering facade of broadcast polygamy, group get-togethers, family photographs, and shared smiles cracked this week when Robyn Brown was shown crying uncontrollably. Robyn, who has always been portrayed as Kody Brown's steady fourth wife, let her guard down in front of the cameras during one of the most emotionally charged scenes in the series' lengthy run, and the outcome was nothing short of devastating. The episode revolves around a significant event: Kody and Meri Brown, his first wife of 32 years, formally terminating their union. Robyn is in the room, witnessing the breakup of a marriage that was once a key component of the Brown family's ecology. With tears in her eyes and a trembling voice, Robyn utters, "I wanted to sit on a porch with my sister wives." It was like seeing a dam burst for the audience. Behind the scenes, relationships were changing, identities were readjusting, and long-held roles were collapsing as the truth of change, not television drama, permeated everything. Robyn's tears mark a turning point rather than merely a sad moment. This is what it implies. 1. Witnessing the end of the dream, Robyn entered this multiple marriage arrangement with an awareness of the dangers, but the complete breakdown of the framework. The departures of Christine and Janelle, as well as the official dissolution of Meri's marriage to Kody, brings with it the stark reality that the family unit she agreed to is no longer there. In fact, Kody calls the event the end of our plural marriage. 2. Conflicted allegiance and loneliness. Robyn cried for her own position in the family as well as for Meri. Even though she is the sole wife still by Kody's side, she still feels as though she was left behind. Reddit users brought this to light. Robyn began to cry when she witnessed Meri do it. The tears may be a reflection of loneliness, survivor status guilt, and the weight of expectations, but Meri stopped crying as Robyn took over. 3. Making the price of polygamy apparent. Recent seasons of the show have chronicled the conflict, the emotional toll, and the changing alliances. The fact that Robyn reaches a breaking point shows that even she, who is positioned as the final wife and frequently shown as supporting Kody, it is susceptible to the framework collapsing. First of all, Robyn rarely breaks down like this for spectators. She frequently comes across as calm, even restrained. Her openness here compels us to witness the emotional underbelly of life on reality TV. Second, this is about subtler pain, identity loss, and ambitions that are falling apart, not about adultery or yelling matches. It is therefore more universal. It also makes you think. To what extent was what we witnessed theatrical and how much was reality? Robyn's tears don't seem staged. They feel genuine. Her eyes sparkle, her voice breaks, and she can't think of anything to say. Furthermore, that genuineness goes beyond heightened conflict. The conversation took place in the same room with Robyn, Meri, and Kody. This seems to be the end of our plural marriage, Kody informs Meri. Meri has her head bent. Robyn observes, but she eventually loses control. Robyn's admission. Robyn breaks down in tears as she confesses her desire for more straightforward, private moments. I wanted to sit on a porch with my sister wives. It's heartbreaking as well as poignant. The show dwells on gentle pictures of connection breaking down in the silent aftermath. Hands clasped, eyes bowed. Beyond words, these images convey a lot. For Robyn, this marks the beginning of a new chapter. What does her identity become now that the plural framework has fallen apart? Here are some potential future events. Redefining her position. Robyn is now the only partner left, with no other wives around. That changes visibility, power, dynamics, and possibly the spotlight. Emotional responsibility. It's clear from her cries that she's tired of acting. Perhaps she may examine her own needs, desires, and frustrations apart from the polygamous environment. Restoring connection and trust. Their relationship is at a crossroads as Robyn feels the strain of Kody, navigating monogamy or something like. Can they update it to reflect the ideal of today rather than yesterday? Public opinion and personal life. Fans' perception of her may change as a result of this breakdown, going from the calm wife to the one dealing with the aftermath. It could raise curiosity or lead to empathy. This episode provides a creative lesson for viewers who are producing content, like you, which is to capture the calm times. What remains is the breakdown, the tear, the voice catching. Despite their expectations for drama, viewers remember the empathy that underlies it. Think about how Robyn's moment relates to universal issues, such as loss, identity shift, yearning for simpler times, and stepping away from a dream, if you're working on a tale, animation, or bedtime story for your own project. These are veins of great tale.